back to the real world, getting it done. Look at that, putting up a deck. Look at that. See that? I put Dozer in the truck. I said, Dozer, get in the truck. He was lying on the ground. If you're lying in the truck, it would be a bit more comfy for him. So I put him in the truck, and he saw me moving, going somewhere else, so he decided he was going to follow me. And here he is, following me. You know, Dozer does that. Dozer follows me just about wherever I go. If I leave and he's not with me, he gets a little uptight. Now, I was camping this weekend and decided I was going to go to church. Now, this is a church, St. Andrew's United Baptist Church. That was the first church I was ever a professional minister in. Hired by Charlie Thompson. Yeah. So I went back. I haven't been there in like decades, so let's go do some reminiscing. Went to the church. So when I left Dozer with Tim and Elaine. They were camping in another site. They were camping at site, I think they were 21. I was site 1, so we had a little bit of a distance between each other. So I dropped off the dog, and away I went. I came back, and Dozer is tied up. We don't tie Dozer up very often. And I said, he ran, didn't he? He goes, yeah. He did. He ran twice. Guess where he ran? He ran right back to my campsite. He was looking for me, and he knew that we were sleeping in this spot. This was our spot. This is where I was. This is where I slept. This is where I lived. This is where I cooked. This is where I fed him. So that's where he went. So Dozer was looking for me. So this Dozer, when he was looking for me, he went to where he believed I would be, because this is where I'd been in the past. This is where I had always called him to. I said, Dozer, come back. Dozer, come back. He would always come back to that spot. So looking for me, where did he go? He went to where he believed I was. A lot of times we're looking for God, and we feel like God's left us alone and abandoned us or whatever. And we go looking for God, and we go searching for where we think God would be. Now, here's the problem. A lot of times when we're searching for God, we're not looking for where God has said he'd be, where God has shown himself to be, where God has promised that he would be. We go looking for God where we want him to be. We look for God to be in the place that gives us comfort. We look for the place that God that gives us ease. We look for God in the place that gives us what we want, whether physical or emotional or financial. You know, when we say, okay, God, if you're real, then this is what you're going to do. This is where you're going to be for me. You're going to make me happy. And God says, that's not where I said I'd be. A lot of times we find God at the end of our rope. God said, this is where I want you to be. This is where I am. I'm where you need me. And if we don't feel we need God, then we won't go to the places where we need him. We won't go to the places where we know we're going to be challenged. We won't go to the places where we know we have to live in obedience. We won't go to the places that are outside our comfort zone. We won't go to those places. God says, that's where I am. I'm in the midst of the storm. I am that still small voice that says, we got this. I was like, God, I don't want to be in a place where we got this. I want to be in a place where there is no this. I want to be in a place where there's no problems, where there's no suffering. But Jesus said, in this world, you will have trouble. In this world, you're going to struggle. In this world, things are going to be hard. And God says, I will never leave you nor forsake thee. He said, I am an ever-present help in times of trouble. And we said, God, but I don't want trouble. And God says, trouble is just another opportunity for you to see me overcome. See, God wants to overcome the things that keep us distracted, the things that keep us in bondage, the things that keep us away from doing the things that God wants us to do. He said, I want to overcome those things. I'm not going to get them out of your way. I'm going to give you the strength to get through them. I'm going to give you the wisdom to deal with them. I am going to give you the strength and the ability to go beyond what you think you can do. And I'm going to take your weakness and I'm going to use that to show people how strong I can be. See, Dozer ran back to where he knew I would be. You know, and that place wasn't necessarily comfortable because there was a lot of black flies there. There was a lot of stuff that was going on. And despite the fact that there was a lot of distractions, he knew that that place was where he needed to be because that's where I was. See, we need to seek God where he is and get there. And a lot of times, that's going to be a challenge. A lot of times, that's going to be a struggle. A lot of times, that's going to be trouble. But God says, I give you my peace. So, hope that's been an encouragement to you. I got to go find my dog because he went somewhere else. He knows where I am. He'll come back. Okay, God bless you. Bye for now.